Hello everybody, it's your boy Joker back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about why Xenogears needs to be remade. This video is for all of you Xenogears fans out there who love this game and want to see it remade just as much as I do. Not long ago, we got news that Forever Entertainment has a few remakes in the works for one of Square Enix's old franchises. This has fueled me and kept me optimistic of so many of my beloved favorite RPGs to be remade, including Xenogears. Before we dive straight into that though, I want to ask all of you to go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, it helps the video reach a bigger audience. Let's hope we can reach a wide enough audience to spread awareness to why Xenogears needs to be remade. Okay, now that we've taken care of that, let's talk about Xenogears. Xenogears is one of the first JRPGs I played and is to this day one of my favorite games of all time. This game is a huge part of my childhood growing up, and it seems like just yesterday when I played it for the first time and fell in love with how beautiful the game and story comes together. So today we'll be going over 5 reasons why Xenogears should be remade. The first reason why Xenogears should be remade is because it has an amazing story. For anyone who's played Xenogears, there's no doubt that the story presented in this game is absolutely incredible. There are so many great things that this game has brought to the table in terms of story. So do you guys and girls know that there's basically that cliche story where you're the chosen one and you have to save the world or whatever? Well, Xenogears literally did something that only a few RPGs did. It made the story groundbreaking and incredible. Don't worry, I won't be spoiling anything. Xenogears follows the story of a young man named Faye who was brought to the peaceful Latin village after being badly wounded. Things take an unexpected turn when gears or giant mobile suits similar to Gundams show up and start fighting in his village. This sets a course for an unexpected journey following the aftermath. If you're a Gundam fan, you'll absolutely love this game. But Xenogears' story is literally so intense that it has everything you could ever want in a JRPG. There's literally action, destruction, good plot twists, there's multiple villains, romance, war, suspense, drama, literally you can name it all. The story of Xenogears even touches and borrows from some very controversial subjects, including religion. It's the perfect blend of everything you could ever want in a JRPG story. The second reason that Xenogears should be remade is the characters. Now everybody knows that one of the most important things that makes a JRPG enjoyable are the characters and party members. Xenogears has such a large and likable cast that it's a no-brainer this game should be remade. Even the NPCs in this game are likable. The main character Faye is very relatable since he's just a seemingly ordinary man trying to make sense of everything that's going on. But there are other lively characters too, like Rico. He's a demi-human prisoner being held captive, and he's also a champion fighter in the city of Nordtun. Esmeralda is literally a nanomachine colony in the form of a human girl who is very interesting and can cast magic spells using a magical force called Ether. Bart is the leader of the Sand Pirates and one of the most lively characters, often displaying a ton of charisma and confidence. Then there's also Saiton. He's one of my favorite party members just because his cool demeanor and intelligence. He's basically the brains of the party. But let's not forget how amazing the villains are in this game. Graf, the Seeker of Power and Emperor of Darkness, is one of my favorite video game villains of all time. Not to mention his theme is absolutely incredible. It's a legit banger. Every time he shows up, it's clear that he's a force to be reckoned with, and it's so menacing. Then there's Id, who I can't really spoil much about, but my goodness, what an awesome villain he is. Every time I think of this game, I remember the interrogation scene with him being questioned, and every moment with him is just so memorable. But then there's also many other villains in this game too, such as Krelian, there's Miang, and even the ever power-seeking Ramses. And then there's the final boss. I don't want to spoil who the final boss is, because that's obviously like spoiler related, so I won't even go there. But there's so many villains in this game that it's a legit must-play. This game needs to be remade. The characters in Xenogears alone are a reason this game should be remade as soon as possible. The third reason Xenogears needs to be remade is the combat system. The combat system introduced in Xenogears took turn-based combat to a whole new level. Not only was there good turn-based combat in this game, but the turn-based combat was fun. It was engaging, and Xenogears introduced a combo system in which you can chain together light, medium, and heavy attacks. These different levels of attacks cost AP or ability points. What was awesome about this was the fact that you could learn abilities that were triggered after putting in a specific input or string of commands called death blows. For example, If you input the combo triangle square triangle X with Sighten, you could do a death blow called Hellfire. And the best part about this is that each party member had a bunch of death blows so they could all use and make combat much more fun, and it was always just different. The gears even had their own specific death blows as you could use them as well. So the turn-based combat in Xenogears, I would say, still stands up and holds its own compared to a lot of the JRPGs these days in today's age. And I think it's just a clever combat system, honestly. The fourth next reason Xenogears should be remade is the graphic potential coming from current gen consoles and PC. So when Xenogears was released, it was one of the only 3D JRPGs that featured a truly 3D environments and platforming. You could rotate the camera and see how beautiful the world truly was in this game. And the levels were so big too. Like bruh, Xenogears even had a jump button. This made traversing dungeons and levels more enjoyable. If this game were to be remade on PS5 or PC, just imagine how beautiful this game would look. For anyone who's played Xenogears, I know you all remember how beautiful the environments were in this game, especially when we got the chance to explore the world in the world map and see other locations. I think that there's so much potential here and that the current gen could utilize this in so many ways. Imagine traveling the city of Ava and Shivat in current gen graphics. It would be like a dream come true. Last but not least, let's talk about the fifth reason that Xenogears should be remade. I know everyone that plays Xenogears loved the game, but all thought the same thing about Disc 2. It felt a little bit rushed and there was a lot of dialogue for the majority of Disc 2, just because Square was actually trying to finish the game. Unfortunately, during the development of Xenogears, Square had to meet a deadline in development time and was forced to rush and wrap up the game as fast as they could. Xenogears is not a short game by any means though. This can be seen by how long Disc 1 of the game was. This game is easily over 50 hours long, and for a PS1 game with 3D graphics, that's a lot, that's long. But in order to get the game finished and released, Square had to wrap up things in development and add in a bunch of dialogue and cutscenes leading up to the final act of the game. The final boss and moments of the game were incredible, don't get me wrong, but I know a lot of us can't help but think of how amazing it would be to actually have this part of the game fixed and be able to actually play it a bit more, this section of the game or segment. A remake could easily fix this and make an already nearly perfect game even better. Alright guys, so I know that I said that I had 5 reasons why Xenogears should be remade, but this one is a bonus reason that you all will probably most likely agree with. So my 6th reason to why Xenogears should be remade is because the success of this game being remade would incite Square Enix to actually have more remakes of their older franchises done. A successful Xenogears remake would encourage Square Enix to consider remaking Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Vagrant Story, Parasite Eve 1 and 2, the older Final Fantasy games, Brave Fencer Musashi, and even more classics. So this literally could just set Square Enix on just like a rollout of just banger after banger, you know what I'm saying? This is why I think Xenogears remake needs to happen. Hell, I'd even take a remaster at this point. Well, there you have it. Those are my reasons to why Xenogears needs to be remade. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my reasons why Xenogears should be remade, or if you have some reasons of your own. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like and share this video to your friends and family. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and join the community as well. I'd really appreciate all the support I can get. We're almost at 1,000 subs, so that's going to be great for what we need to do. So I plan on